Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Zorto back here with a brand new video for you guys. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys 5 tips in order to help you win more games in Fortnite, earn that victory royale that you guys all deserve. These tips might not guarantee high kill games, but they will help you win in the end of the game. So they will give you, these are the tips that I follow. I personally follow these tips every single time I play. I try to anyways, and they help me out a lot. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys do, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for daily live streams. If this video does not help you at all, feel free to give the video a dislike, guys. I like the feedback. So thank you guys for watching. Let's jump into the video, guys. Tip number 1. Decide if you want to go for high kills or if you want to go for a win. So when you're in the loading screen, say you're playing solos, doesn't matter if you're playing solos, duos, squads, team rumble, it really doesn't matter. You're trying to get a win. So decide in the game, say you're playing a duo, you're like, hey Billy Bob, Joe Gary, let's go for a win this game. You know what? If we want to go for a win, you're not necessarily dropping Tilted, Mega Mall, Pleasant Park. You're not dropping those locations. Maybe you're going to drop the outskirts, Frosty Flights, Salty Spring, or sorry, Snobby Shores. Maybe you're dropping Junk Junction. It doesn't matter as long as you drop somewhere that's kind of a lower, not a hotspot. Just don't drop a hotspot because you're not setting yourself up for a 100% guaranteed good start. I'm not saying it's going to be 100% guaranteed if you start somewhere else, but it's going to be a lot better chance of winning a game and getting further in the game and progressing further if you're landing somewhere safer, less people, less congested, more loot for you and less for other people. So basically the goal is to survive as long as possible and trying to set yourself up the best for that. So decide before the game whether you're going for a win or going for high kills and then go from there. Let's jump into tip number 2, guys. Tip number 2 is ride the storm. So the reason I say ride the storm is because most of the time people are more so in the center of the circle and always running towards the circle early. So if you are riding the storm, there's going to be less people in your vicinity, and it always ensures that there's no one behind you. Obviously, there's the odd chance if it's a far run or something like that, there's going to be someone behind you, but the chances are so much slimmer than if you're in the middle of the circle. If you're in the middle of the circle, obviously sometimes there's exceptions. Say you land at Salty Springs, your team wins, you drop like 12 kills off the start, you're like, all right, man, let's just go for the win now. Let's just do our best to go for the win, play it safe. But you're at Salty Springs. You're going to have enemies potentially coming from 360 degrees around you. You could have like 5 squads shooting at you at once, and there's nothing you can really do about it because you're right in the middle of the circle. But other times when you're riding the circle, it allows you to have basically cut off 180% around you, and you only have what's in front of you, and you won't have anyone on your back. So that's why tip number 2 is ride the circle. Before I go any further, I would just like to say that these are not things that I'm saying 100% you will get a win off this. These are things that I would recommend you do in order to give yourself the best possible chance to win the game. Let's hit that on to tip number 3, guys. Tip number 3 is no aggro. So what I mean by aggro is if you and your buddy are chasing the storm, if you guys are following the storm and you guys see people in front of you or see people to your north or south or east or west or whatever direction you see people, if you're going for a win and you really want to get that win, I would suggest just not like being aggressive. Do not get their attention in any way, shape, or form. Do not shoot at them first unless you're somewhat like unless you're 100% certain, we can kill these guys and there's no risk of you dying. Then I would say go for it. But if there's even the slightest chance that you guys won't win that gunfight, then I would suggest not doing it. There's nothing worse than playing it safe the entire game, seeing somebody and just being like, oh, like maybe we should just like push these guys and it'll be okay. A 0 kill win is the same amount of points as a 100 kill win. It doesn't matter how many kills you get in this game to win. It's a victory royale, not a kill royale. It doesn't matter how many kills you get. It just matters about getting to the end. So get to the end. The best way possible is don't aggro anybody. Let's on to tip number 4, guys. Tip number 4 is especially important for Endgame Circles. So what I mean by this is when the circles get very small, what I would recommend doing and what I personally do for 99% of the time is I do not worry about the opponent, I worry about the circle. I have seen the circle kill so many people when they there is no chance I should have won that game, and I win the game solely because I'm getting to the circles and these guys are stopping, shooting, running, stopping, shooting, running, and eventually the storm will catch them because I will have the high ground, they will not, and I will win the game because I'm playing the circle and they are just playing to try to kill me. So play the circle, guys, at endgame. And I guarantee you guys it will definitely help you later on in the game. Let's on to the final tip, guys. And one of the most important tips, if I do say so myself. All right, this last one is going to be patience. Patience, patience, patience is going to win you games. The more patient you are, the better off you will be. So there has been so many times, me especially, I'm a person that doesn't have very much patience. Most people these days who play Fortnite don't have very much patience. Just wait for that circle to close, wait for the circle to close, wait for the circle to close, okay? It's not about always pushing everybody you see. It's about being patient, thinking about your decisions, and making the best decisions by the end of the game to try and ensure your win. You're not going to win this game always by pushing, pushing, pushing. There is honestly, I have some of my subscribers are amazing at killing people. And then I ask them like, oh, like how many wins do you have? And they're like, we have like 13. I'm like, well, man, you are literally amazing at this game. And you have 13 wins. I was like, what happened? He's like, oh, I just pushed everyone and just play to kill people. I was like, well, if you actually want to get wins, that's probably not a good idea. So just be patient. Just be patient, guys. And I'm going to add one little bonus tip onto this before I end of the video. Always learn from your deaths. So every time you die in this game, one thing I want you to do is think to yourself, what could I have done to win that gunfight? What could I have done differently to make sure I'm still alive? If you were to die, always think to yourself afterwards, what could I have done to win that gunfight? And I guarantee you, you will learn from your mistakes, learn how to fix it, and you will prevail in the next match. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys are new, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and leave a like down below if you guys found this video helpful at all. If you guys have any other tips for anyone trying to learn how to get some wins, definitely drop a comment down below, guys. I'd really appreciate it. And have yourself a great day, guys.